Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. First place against second place. Derby. One of the most important games of the season for Real Madrid. We are 1 point above them. A win can take us 4 points above them. A defeat, Atleti is 2 points above us. So much is riding on this game. Hella things are riding on this game. Montoya, por favor. Hella things are riding on this play. But listen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game itself. Let's talk about the potential lineup. Let's talk about the lineup which I want to do. Let's talk about matchups. Let's talk about everything else. Before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And of course, comment your own thoughts about the game and your own predictions about the game and who you to see in that starting 11 for Real Madrid tomorrow, 8 p.m. I will be doing a watch along. As always, I'm going live 45 minutes before the game starts. So, of course, catch me on this channel. Listen, let's talk about it. Listen, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. The most important thing is, of course, at the moment, this is how things are shaping up. Atleti had those two bad games where they lost against Leganes, they drew against Villarreal, which gave Real Madrid a healthy lead at the top of the table. But Real Madrid pretty much just they basically put the lead in the bag. They lost the game against Espanyol, which meant the lead is currently only 1 point. But also, what that allowed, it allowed Barcelona to pretty much creep in behind, and now they're 4 points behind us. This game for Barcelona is pretty much a win-win, because if Madrid win and they beat Seville, they're back to second. If Atleti wins, then they are literally 1 point behind Madrid. The most ideal result for Barcelona is basically a draw. If Madrid and Atleti is a draw, that is the most ideal result for Barcelona, which means they will be 1 point behind Atleti and 2 points behind behind Real Madrid. But this is what I'm expecting. Listen, I've had a look, I've compared, I've rewatched actual games of Atleti over the past couple of games, and this is what I'm expecting Atleti to pretty much line up in tomorrow's game. I'm expecting Griezmann and Julian to pretty much play, which has been their starting two players for the past pretty much months now. They are the two most informed players. Antoine is getting back to that form because to end the year and beginning of 2025, it was a bit, but now he's returning. Julian has been on form for the past 3 to 4 months. The two midfield, I'm expecting Deport to be playing. I think Deport is playing at a great level. I'm also expecting Lino to be playing. On top of that, I'm expecting Diego Simeone's son, literally Giovanni Simeone, who's been literally on a tear. I'm expecting him to play as well. The only person which I'm looking at is Koke. Koke, of course, started the last two important games for Atleti. The game against Getafe in the Cup and the game against Salzburg in the Champions League, which basically cemented Atleti to finish in that top 8 position. I'm looking at Koke. I don't know if it's going to be Koke. I don't know if it's going to be potentially someone like... Where is he? Actually, he might be injured. He might be injured then. He might have been suspended. Because I didn't see him here. I don't know where Pablo Barrios is. If Pablo Barrios is healthy, I'm expecting Pablo Barrios to start in that two-man midfield next to Deport. I'm expecting Pablo Barrios to be there. The most crucial thing for Real Madrid is that Robin Dillamont is suspended. So I think the back two of Atleti is going to be Jimenez and it's going to be Longley, who's, to be fair, is having a decent season. And then the full-backs, I'm expecting Gallant to be there, and I'm expecting Llorente to be there. I'm expecting Llorente to defend Vinicius Jr. As for Real Madrid, I've had a look, I've analysed, I've thought to myself, what do I want to see against Atleti? What is the best lineup against Atleti? And I've concluded that we should be playing... I mean, listen, in goal, let's just go straight into it. In goal is, of course, Thibaut Courtois. As a right-back, I'm looking at what Atleti is going to face. I'm looking at what Atleti is going to give us. And the matchup of Valino against Lucas Vasquez, it really, really puts fear into me. It really, really does. And as you guys know, Lucas Vasquez struggles against pacey, tricky, fast wingers. And Samuel Lino being one of them. If you guys remember what happened last season, Samuel Lino killed Real Madrid. If you guys remember what happened earlier this season when the game ended as a 1-1, Samuel Lino came off the bench and did what he did. So I think Lino, the matchup, I'm expecting Lino to start tomorrow. So I think Lino playing there means we need to have Fede Valverde as a right back. I'm more than happy to sacrifice Fede as a right back and not have him in the midfield, because I think the midfield partnership, I think I'm more than confident that should be enough. The person next to him is Raul Asenio. He's in the game now. Here he is. Raul Asenio should be playing. And I think has cemented himself to be a starter for Real Madrid just because of the fact the injuries of Rudiger, Alaba, and it's now allowed him, with every passing game, he's showcasing a lot of confidence. I think tomorrow is going to be an interesting matchup for Raul. He's going to be facing someone like Julian Alvarez, which the profile he hasn't faced yet. He's faced different type of strikers over his time so far, starting at Real Madrid. The likes of Darwin Núñez, I think, going to Anfield allowed him and taught him a lot of things. And I think someone like Antoine and Julian, who's quite intelligent, I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what he's going to do, because he's dealt with the physical strikers. And I think if he goes up against someone physical, someone very, very strong, pacey, I think it's a good matchup for him, because I think he can get the best out of it. But I think he struggles against very intelligent IQ strikers. And tomorrow's going to be a good lesson for Raul to see how far his progression, his development is as a centre-back. The person next to him, of course, at the moment we only have two other options. We have Ramon and we have Vallejo. Vallejo. Ramon, I don't see him starting. And would I want him to start? No. I saw how he is against Leganes, shaky moments. And against someone like Atleti, we can't afford those shaky moments. So I think most likely what is going to be Tchouaméni. Even though Tchouaméni had a very good game against Leganes in the midfield, which is why it's a bit disappointing, because Tchouaméni is a victim of his own, to be fair, of his own greatness. He's very good in the midfield, but we can't play him in the midfield because we don't have any other options as a centre-back. So I kind of feel bad for him, because whenever he plays in the midfield, he actually does well. He actually does very well, because he is a natural midfielder. The person there, I want Fran Garcia. I know what Simeone is going to do. I know what Simeone is going to offer. I know what Simeone is going to do. But I want Mendy. I'm more than confident to have him away from home. Fran Garcia at home is a completely different player to Fran Garcia away from home. And I feel like with Fran Garcia tomorrow, we need some support going forward. And at the same time, I do think he could get the matchup with Simeone. I don't see it being a massive mismatch for Fran Garcia. I do think Fran Garcia can get out from this matchup and say, and I think, I'm not that confident, but at the same time, I feel like he can get the best out of this matchup. So I'm more than happy to have Fran Garcia as a left back and then have Fernand Mendy against Manchester City. In the pivot, this is the most important thing. We need to play the pivot. We need to play double pivot, because it helps no other than Luka Modric. Luka Modric in the pivot is much better than Luka Modric playing in the three-man midfield, because we expect him to defend a lot. In the pivot, I think it helps him a lot, and it gives him a lot more time, a lot more security and protection in that back line. It helps having someone like Tchouaméni, but at the same time, tomorrow, the role of Ceballos is going to be extremely important. Ceballos tomorrow is going to have a massive role. He's going to have a massive important role to what he can do tomorrow. And of course, the person up front is no other than Mr. Jude Bellingham, who I believe will be healthy enough to play that game. And then, on the left-hand side, we have the man himself. Don't forget the R. Up front, we have no other than the man himself, Kiki. But this is a massive game. This is a massive game for one person. and one person only, and that is Mr. Vinicius Jr. I'm looking at Vinicius Jr. Tomorrow, I need him to wake up. Tomorrow, I need the beast to wake up. I think January has been very disappointing. Forget January. 2025 as a whole has been disappointing with Vinny Jr. The suspensions, more than once. The bad performances, more than once. The complaining, more than once. Tomorrow, we can't have none of that. You're playing at home. So that's no fans going to try and proact. No, we're not going to see any fans trying to hate on you, trying to shout at you, trying to provoke you, trying to put you out of your game. Tomorrow, I don't care if Llorente is going to do that. I don't care if DePaul's going to do that because I expect him to do that. I don't care if Simeone is going to say something from the sideline. I don't care if it's Molina. I don't care if it's Jimenez. I don't care who it is. Tomorrow, I need you to zone in. I need you to zone in because tomorrow it's a massive game, Vinny. I'm looking at you now. I'm looking at you, fam. This is your team. But so far this season, you haven't given me, not this season, I think that's harsh. So far in 2025, you haven't given me any sort of reassurance or any sort of confidence that this is your team, fam. My brother, you can afford to have a bad game. You can afford to have a couple bad games. I need you tomorrow. I need one more favor, fam. Tomorrow is the favor. I need that from you. And I think with this lineup, do I expect this lineup to be what Ancelotti's going to do? A part of me feel like Vasco is going to be playing as a right back. And I think Fed is going to be playing in midfield. And I think that's going to be the situation. I think Fernando Mendy might start. I'm expecting Mendy to start. I'm expecting Vasquez to start. And I'm expecting Fede to be in the midfield instead of Luka Modric. I would love, though, for this to be the lineup. Because I do think with Modric and Ceballos, we need a lot of midfield stability. And we need to control that midfield. And these two can do it better than anyone else so far in our team. We need, don't forget the R on the right-hand side. We need Frank Garcia to help Vinny. And at the same time, Frank Garcia, we need his energy. We need his energy. And we need Fede Valverde defending Lino on the right-hand side. The matchup that I'm looking forward to the most is, of course, DePaul, which I think is having a decent season, a good season for Atleti. And, of course, Barrios, who, I don't know, will start or not. We need to expose the back line of both Jimenez, whether it's going to be most likely, I think it's going to be Jimenez and Longley. And we need to expose that. I need Rodrigo to expose and to attack Galan on that right-hand side. I need to attack Galan on the side. Listen, the matchup itself. I think this matchup will give Real Madrid a lot of things. So far, we haven't played well. I mean, it's been a story of our whole season. But tomorrow, I want to see the players up for it. I want to see every single person zoned in. Yes, I know we've got injury problems. Let's see how Jude and Mbappe is going to be like condition-wise and fitness-wise. I expect both to play. I expect both Mbappe and Jude to play. But it's going to be quite interesting to see how healthy they are and whether they are 100% for tomorrow's game. I'm expecting Vinny to do his thing. For that reason, for tomorrow's game, if everything goes right, I've got Madrid winning this game 3-1. I've got Real Madrid winning tomorrow's game 3-1. With everything what I just said, I think the players will embrace the moment. I think the players will embrace the fact that the loss against Espanyol has given Atleti and Barcelona hope because we had a good lead. We had a healthy lead, 4 points ahead of Atleti, 7 points ahead of Barcelona. We had a healthy lead. Sloppy game against Espanyol allowed them now to catch up on us. I don't think the players will basically say to themselves, listen, we can't drop another point. Because if we drop a point against Atleti, and Atleti is that one team who I think once they get the lead, I think they might take advantage. Especially when we're talking about with 3 months to go. Yes, I know they dropped points. Yes, I know they went from first to second. But I think now it's different. I think this win will kind of spark something in them. And at the same time, we need that spark. Because we haven't had that spark this whole season. We haven't had any sort of spark so far this whole season. 2025 has started on a bad note. Of course, the loss against Barcelona, the loss against Espanyol, we barely beat Leganes. We needed a second winner to beat Leganes. But tomorrow, I think The players needs to be zoned in, every single person. Carlo Ancelotti, I'm not expecting too much in terms of tactically. All I want you to do is put the right 11. I'm not expecting to come out with Pep. I'm not expecting to come out with Xabi Alonso. I'm not expecting a tactical masterclass from you. I know what I'm already expecting. I'm expecting Madrid to be slow in build-up. I'm expecting us to be very passive, very static. Like, we're not moving around. Like, look at Barcelona yesterday when they beat Valencia. Every single person was moving along, and this is what we can't do. We don't have the ability to create movement for each other, to allow him to go there, him to go there. We don't know what off-the-ball movement is. So I hope tomorrow we can see something from the players itself, and I think the players has to now step up. Because they know the manager's not going to do it for them. At least you man, give me something. Individual brilliance FC. But listen, I've given you my perspectives about the game. My prediction, listen, I hope it doesn't backfire. But I'm going to go with a 3-1 Real Madrid. Because I don't expect this team to not, bro, be up for the moment. It's a derby against Atleti with all the context and circumstances, which is what I've just said. We need to step up. And I think I don't expect our players to let this game slip away. They know how this is a magnitude, fam. Magnitude, significant, important game, bro. That's why I'm gonna go with the Madrid 3-1. Put down in the comments what you guys think about the game. Let me know who you guys believe and whether you guys would want Atleti, because I do think whatever we do today will give us a kind of, because the draw for the Copa del Rey is next Wednesday. And if we do what we do tomorrow, then that will give us a clear idea whether we would want to face or not face Atleti next Wednesday in the Copa del Rey semi-final. Let's see what happens. But guys, put down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:15 UK time, Real Madrid Atleti, in a massive game to decide, it's a 6-pointer, to decide the La Liga title.